What's going on, Dandy Crew? It's Dandy Drew here, and we are back for another day of Catan. Now, I do have other accounts that I play on besides my main, as far as ranked is concerned, and every once in a while I'll play on some of my fun accounts. This one's called TSI. Now, typically I wouldn't make a video quite like this. It's kind of silly how everything happens. But sometimes, Catan can be unpredictable. I think it's a game where you have to appreciate sometimes things just get a little bit crazy. But all right, here's the position. We are TSI, stands for the Settlers Intensive, which, by the way, is our coaching program. If you have any interest in learning the game, let me know. Reach out. So first position, the way I look at this board, there's a lot of wheat. That obviously stands out. The ore is pretty valuable. And also a lot of brick. I don't know why. Maybe I was just feeling a little bit inspired here. I really enjoyed this 6511. Now, some other options, I think 8410 in the bottom left is very good. You do get the best wood. With there being a lot of brick, it is quite valuable. And then you also do have the wheat port and the 3-1. Honestly, 8410 is probably the most sensible pick, just to be completely real with you. But for whatever reason, I don't know, my brain was saying 6511. I really like picking up the ore, picking up the wheat. Then obviously getting this brick here actually has some play. And I calculated a few different outs. Maybe 3, 10, 11 could be open. Maybe 8, 3 up might be an option. Even like the 10, 5, 2 could be playable in some situations, just depending on how the board shapes up. And I kind of also saw this idea with 6, 5, 11, where I'm 2 roads away from the 9, 12, which gives me the sheep that I might need if I'm going to play development cards. I also have the 11, 12 out as well. Typically, I would say don't go for the middle of the board like this. This is a very risky pick. And I don't know, sometimes you play games, you just feel inspired. And for whatever reason, 6, 5, 11 was like, that's it. That's the pick. Sometimes you can't really understand where inspiration comes from. But if you're at home and you want maybe the more solid option, 8, 4, 10, fantastic. Also, can't really complain as well, potentially the 6, 9, 3. All these other picks are pretty good, right? Good production. You get some of the rare brick or some unique resources. Now here for second, a little bit more challenging. I guess it's just the 8, 4, 10, right? Keep it simple. He's probably feeling pretty happy about the fact that he does get that spot here in second. And then probably third and fourth have a little bit more of the harder objective in terms of trying to figure it out. I do honestly like the wheat port play as well, so I could see potentially third making some kind of like 9, 5, 10 on the left and working that angle as well. And then fourth is kind of really in a toughie. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I played this game. I had so much fun. It was so crazy. I was like, all right, well, let's just record it for the channel. I think you guys will appreciate it. This is not like part of the regular programming, in the sense of, this is not really part of the ladder run or anything like that, but just a fun game. Yeah, it's not very often where I leave a game where I'm just like, what the hell just happened? Now, third takes the 8, 4, 3, pointing towards the brick port. I don't hate it. And there might be a potential case like the 310 might be available so they can road settle brick port, road settle 310. Now for Mr. Fourth, what's your options here? I like the 9, 5, 10, the brick sheep, and then you also can combine that potentially with the 6, 4, 11. That's definitely a play. Be nice if they had the brick port with that, but they do have the wheat port. They do have everything but ore. What are some other options here, guys? They could also consider playing maybe more of a traditional ore wheat sheep, so 6, 4, 11, 5, 10, 2. With that ore being pretty valuable on this board, right? There's a lot of wheat, and what pairs with wheat? Well, everything technically does, but the ore definitely does here. So that 5 is quite valuable. So I could see a situation, honestly, if they did something like 6, 9, 3 at the bottom, and they pair that with the 5, 9, 10. But okay, or sorry, the 5, 10, 2. So they go 5, 9, 10 here, 6, 4, 11. That's reasonable, right? They get the wood to go with the brick. They have really good production, everything but the ore. And then Mr. Orange here. Really, I think a great pick here is the 10, 2, 5. And typically I wouldn't feel so good about having a 3 wheat, but when there's so much wheat on this board, right? I mean, just the 6, the double 6s, the 9, they're going to have plenty of opportunities to trade. And especially if, they can get some decent wood for wheat trades, that's probably on the board in a lot of cases. Specifically probably with red, right? Because he's going to be flooded with all this extra brick. It's up to black here, and he goes 6-9-3. This is a very strong pick, very sensible. I do like the 3-10-11 here, pointing down. I think it's really nice. I mean, obviously having the wood goes really well on this board. And then we're off. And immediately the 11 rolls giving us a starting city. Like, this is insane, right? This is like the perfect setup. So immediately we drop the city. We're cooking. We're good to go here. And then the rolls start coming in. So perfect start. 11's kind of one of those rolls. You never know how it's going to go. But to kind of have those rolls where we get that early city really helps our game. Now, we do have some challenges with the setup, right? We're not really close to a viable port. Even if we get to 9-12, oh my God, the 11 hits again. So you can kind of see what's going on here. Oh my God, another 11. Yeah, so we got to kind of play for this 4-9-11 situation. And unfortunately, the one thing when you're playing an iPad, the chat is so small that it's really difficult to get a sense of what's going on there. So sorry, you can't read the chat, but the vibes are really good this game. I appreciate everyone's vibes for sure. All right, so at this point, I'm flooded with ore. So I'm going to see if I can get some good trades on the table. All right, so I kind of know that there is some opportunity here, so I'm going to offer a 3-for-4. This is a monster trade, right? Essentially, I'm getting the road settle, and I'm giving a pretty big city to black here. Also, it did put him over. So already, we're at 4 points. We're cooking. And I do apologize on my iPad. The little button there is blocking the roads. But all right, I gave a city and a dev to black. That's pretty good for him. I'm pretty happy. 9-4-11, 3-10-11, 6-5-11 city, all the resources, a monster 11 if this ever decides to roll. Oh my God, and it rolls again. And it rolls again. That's what, 4 or 5 times, something like that? Yeah, I mean, I'm ecstatic at this point. I was kind of a little bit not so happy about the situation. I mean, I felt like we had a decent setup. But, you can't prepare for the 11 rolling like this early on. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of ways we can do this game. If we can get another city, that's great. Popping a dev clears our hand really nicely. Unfortunately, though, with this much ore, we're probably going to have to put ourselves in a situation where we're going to have to pay up, right? Probably 2 cards, which I think is fine. We're definitely ahead at this point in terms of production. All right, so he's offering... I don't mind the wood brick here, just on the basis that I can drop roads and it kind of clears my hand. I also don't mind that trade. It is kind of expensive. Okay, and I get the wood and the brick. I'm generally pretty happy about that. If I can get another brick here, I'm going to go to the 9-12. Again, just clears my hand. I don't want a 4-for-1. I mean, I could. But I don't think it's necessary. I can just drop the road here. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Perfect roll, right? Like, into the sheep. Now we have a development card. Yep. Now, I am at 8 cards, so they do not rob me. They want to keep me over 7 cards, so that potentially 7 out. I do think in black situation, stealing an ore is really good, though. So I probably would have stolen from me, honestly. Oh my God, and we have another city. That's wild. And another 11. Oh my goodness. Like, what do you do? What do you do? And it's funny, they were going completely off in chat, which, it's kind of crazy, kind of fun. I decided to buy 1 dev here, and then I drop another city. I could pop twice here. Actually, not unreasonable, but I just feel like getting this city is just absolutely killer. So I had the 1 night, felt pretty good. And then the hand that was left over is I had the ore and the sheep. So if the 9 or 3 rolls, I can buy another dev. It's a little awkward if I buy 2 devs and then my hand has a bunch of potential ore stuck in it. So I felt like the dev city just cleared my hand a little bit better. So now that if I get some 4s or 9s or 5s, I got a little bit more space in my hand. I think if I pulled anything but a knight, right? So let's say I pulled a VP, I probably would pop twice because at that point I just want to start getting some knights in my back pocket. But again, because I pulled the knight, everything's good here. So yeah, I have to say, the 11 is absolutely paid off so far. Absolutely insane. I'm very happy about that. What can I say? What can I say? All right, 7 hits. We ideally don't want to, like, I guess we don't want to lose any of these cards, but I think we will. I think we will. Yep, reasonable. Yeah, sheep's a little unfortunate. And another 11. Oh my god. You have to understand, my feelings are in this game are just like, oh, this is brutal. These guys are getting pummeled here. I do put myself over, but I think having the 4 is kind of critical here. And I have another city. Oh my goodness. Just insane. So we've dropped 3 cities all on the 11. All on the 11. So if we can get a 4 here, oh my goodness. Like, I don't even know, like, what kind of commentary can I give you? I'm just rolling like a god. Of course, and I 7 out. This is a perfect hand where I can just leave 2 development cards in my hand and pop and pop. Easy. Okay, we grab another sheep. There's army. So we are effectively, I mean, one way I looked at this hand is if we can roll a 10, we can win with army and road, right? Connect for 6 roads, flip our 2 knights, and that's the game. Yeah. All right, so we have the road. This is good. We can secure the 9-12. I just got to hope that red does not take the 9-12 away from me. And I think that's what this trade is here. So I'm really praying red doesn't get this trade. It really kind of slows my game down, right? Because, okay, I can take road, but if he drops the 2 roads, he takes road away from me, and he takes away the settle spot. Yeah, this sucks, but it's the right thing to do, right? Like, we're steaming ahead here. We're doing extremely well. So I have no more settle spots. I kind of have to figure out an alternative plan. So I go to 11-12. And I'm just rolling like a god. I mean, we've got great numbers, right? We're at 6-5-11, 3-10-11, 9-4-11. And then we 7 out again. Oh my goodness. It's like we giveth, we taketh. So kind of like, it's weird to assess this game, right? Because the rolls have been so weirdly skewed where it's like we are 7ing out, but we've been getting huge 11s, and yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not complaining. All right, so we're going to flip a knight here for 8 points. Unfortunately, I will kind of keep a tally of where we're at. Nice brick is good for us. Drop a road. We do currently have 3 roads total. It is kind of obscured in the bottom right-hand corner. Man, and the 11. How ridiculous would 11 be here, right? Just 4 development cards. Man, that's like a Catan player's dream to have that hand. They don't block. They're not blocking the 11. I don't know why they're not blocking the 11. All right, we 7 out again. Oh my goodness. What are we supposed to do, you know? Okay, so we leave a little bit more sheep. We have a ton of wheat, so we want to leave as much sheep in our hand as possible. I was actually joking in the chat. I was like, yeah, you guys got to block the 11. You got to block the 11. It's such a demon roll at this point. But this is nice. Now our wooden brick is open. If we can get some potential trades, like settling here for 9 points is great. One thing, too, I think red made a little bit of a mistake here. He settled out, right? He can't plow me anymore because he's dropped 5 settles. And I think that might actually play against him a little bit, right? Like, if I can settle for the win, that's a really big problem versus like if they can feed him this plow away, it's much more difficult for them to for me to close out the game anyways. Because then I need to essentially pull all VPs or take road. And now orange, who is rightfully on my butt, trying to take away my army. Interesting block. I think that's kind of an interesting thinking ahead here for sure. Self-blocking the 10 so that I can't build roads. So I kind of make a weird call here. You know, I'm looking at red. Obviously, he's trying to approach me here. And if he does ever find a way to build the city, he does put himself in a situation where he's a road settle on me. So I decided, you know, hey, if I port for a wood here, I can just drop the road on the 12 and secure that spot. But sneakily, it actually also helps me potentially take road. So I am contributing to my longest road by dropping that road. So it felt kind of dual purpose where I never am going to deal with red potentially plowing the spot, but also I'm kind of furthering my agenda of potentially trying to take road in the process. Now black's doing great. I think one thing we've got to be conscious of, if we can't hold army, it kind of feels like black's doing extremely well on just pure production. Now, of course, we have 3 cities. But we don't have a port, and I kind of feel like if we lose army, it's a lot more of a difficult path. Now, of course, devs are always a thing. We can always go back into the dev deck and see if we can solve our problems. But yeah, it kind of feels like army slipping, and very good shot that I'm going to lose it here. Now, in the chat, Orange does also mention that he's going to take army, so he actually ends up completely negating me here and then blocking black, which kind of felt right at the time. Right, things felt like they were slipping for me. Obviously, I had a wonderful start. And I was kind of joking a little bit, just kind of saying like, yeah, you know, my 11s aren't rolling anymore, so my game's done. Oof. So now red's just extending here. Yeah, so we need some of the wood and brick rolls to kind of come back. And interesting, he solos the 9. Very strange block, to be honest with you. There goes my army. Okay, so we're back to broke with 3 cities. Yeah, I mean, so this is not great, but I don't think it's the world's worst thing. You know, we settle for 7, city for 8. So really the answer to our game is in our development cards. We're going to have to start popping again, pray that we can either take army back, maybe we can pull some VPs, maybe we can get some utility devs, potentially like a road builder, which might... Oh, and another 11. This 11 is 6 cards now. Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, I mean, these rolls, this 11's been bonkers. I mean, at this point, I think we're on, what, 7, 8, maybe 9 rolls on it? I think it's around 7 or 8. So I'm seeing if I can get the double pop here. The ore is still valuable. I just don't think there's wheat on the board. So I don't think I was tracking very heavily. But in hindsight, I think the wheat was missing. Yeah, look at my roads, by the way. My roads just look so ugly. This whole thing, like on the 5-12 and then wrapping around the 12 to push him away. All right, we get a knight. Which, I'm pretty happy about that situation. We see another 7 for black. Man, the 7's been crushing this board. So many lost resources. It's insane. Where is black on a block? So they were talking here in chat, hey, do you have army? And I was saying I'm losing army. I'm not going to get army. Like, army's lost. It's crazy. They're still not hitting me. Yeah, so that kind of felt like he's probably pulled a knight. So I was like, damn. You know, maybe if he didn't pull there, I might have been in a good case there. Perfect. Okay, we got a nice hand here. It's another dev. All right, flip a knight. And really here, I just have to pray that orange does not have another 7. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm really praying that I can pull a knight here and that orange doesn't have a knight. Good luck. Ah, missed. That's crazy. That's crazy. So at this point, Orange has to be sweating. He's like, you know, if Orange doesn't have a knight, then I'm screwed, and then Blue's winning again. And Orange pretty much is saying, yeah, I don't have a knight, guys. This is just letting you know I'm losing army. Well, little do they know I also don't have a knight. All right. Kind of feel like it needs to go on the 11 here. If Orange is saying he doesn't have a knight, you have to assume I'm taking army for 9. But they don't want to block the 11. I don't get it. Okay, I'm going for a trade here. And Black takes it. Oh my god, he gave me the 4-for-1 to buy another dev. Give me the knight. Oh, I got the mono. So brutal. Come on. And the 11 hits. Like, what is going on here? Another 11. Like, what? Like, I can't pull a knight. I'm rolling 11s like a god. I pulled the mono. I pulled the VP. Man. And another 11. Like, what is going on? I started this hand with 1 card and now I have 18 ore in my hand. This is insane. And I'm sitting here going like, okay, I feel like I win this game, but I don't have army yet. And I have no settle spots. So hopefully if I can get a roll here, then maybe what I can do is I can settle and then buy the knight. It's absolutely insane. So insane. There's literally no ore on the board. I have 18 ore and there's 1 ore somewhere else. Oh my goodness. And of course the Catan gods say, you know what? Not today, sir. So there goes a ton of ore, unfortunately. Okay, I get the wood, which is pretty good. I think here I can pop Road Builder. Okay, not what we wanted, not what we want to see. So I'm going to take the wheat here. I can get at least 6 wheat, and I'm going to see if I can pop the knight. Come on. Another VP. I cannot pull the knight to save my life. Like, come on. Come on, brother. Now they're all thinking it's over. And I'm like, well, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm so close. And I guess I'm still winning, right? Because no one's close. I mean, I guess Black could take longest road. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they have the potential to. So we kind of have to finish this game before Black rolls like a god. So weird though, right? I mean, the 11, the 11, the 11, pretty much like 3, 4 non-knights. The 7's murdering me. All right, here we go. Let's pull the knight, right? Like all the tons of non-knights. Why don't we just pull the knight? Nope, another VP. What? 3 VPs in a row. At this point, I decide, do I play my road builder? Do I hold it? I didn't really see the advantage of playing the road builder. I didn't really want to telegraph what I was doing here. And I can always hold the road builder for like longest road. The one thing I was worried about is I could use the road builder on the 11 to protect that settle spot. But the fact that red hasn't built the city yet, they're not going to be able to drop a city and then plow my settle. I just don't see that happening. It's too many cards. But the 5 roll is pretty big here. Okay. So as it currently stands, we do have longest road. And just to be clear, our road right now is 1, 2, 3, 4. If we drop the road builder, another 11, of course. If we drop the road builder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10. So if we can produce 2 roads with the road builder, we win the game. I know that little thing's in the way. They're in the bottom right. I'm sorry. But yeah, we also just have the win straight up, right? What a wild game. I don't know what to say. This is why I played this game. I'm like, I have to bring this to you guys at YouTube because you'd appreciate just how wacky it is. I decided to go for the longest road steal just to add to the ridiculousness that was this game. Boom. And I could have popped again, but you know, you got to go for the 11 points. Don't want to pop another VP. All right, some things to look at here. 1 second here, guys. Yeah, wild. Some quick stats to take note of here. 3 VPs, longest road. Wait till you see the 11. Look at these dice. Look at these dice. The 11 was absolutely disgusting. 4s were great. I don't know what to say. Sometimes you get those games where you just gotta be like, you know what? The Catan gods, they're good to me today. But yeah, just know that maybe if you've been on the receiving end of these kind of games, it happens to everybody. But also sometimes you get lucky too. And you just had to say, you know what? Yeah, disgusting game. The stats, we rolled like crazy. We lost 23 cards to the 7. 23 cards to the 7, but we rolled 110 cards, which is absolutely goated here. Our production score is off the charts. And then, yeah, we also got robbed the most. The same as Bread, actually, which is kind of shocking, everything considered, you know? But yeah, fun game. And one thing I really appreciate about this game, everyone's attitude was really good. No one was ultra negative. People were just like having fun, which, you know, when you see in these kind of games where it just gets out of control, usually somebody's complaining or talking about something. But yeah, I had to take a picture of the dice because they were just so whack. But yeah, overall, great game. Had a lot of fun with it. And hopefully you enjoyed that as well. Much love. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, crew. We'll speak soon.